Welcome to the What the Nuck podcast, the podcast for Canucks fans. I'm your host, Ridey, alongside my good friend and co-host, Prabby. Well, Prabby, Canucks still sitting third in the Pacific at 13-7-4 with 30 points. They went 4-1-1 on the road trip. They are now home and play Friday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. All I gotta say is what a gutsy road trip. Like, they weren't playing the best teams, obviously. Like, they played teams like the Senators, Buffalo, Detroit, Boston. They finish off with Minnesota there. Obviously, that was definitely a contender and a tough team to play against. But to go 4-1-1 on this road trip with no Miller, no Demko, and no Roenick for the last three games, like, the resiliency on these guys is just... It's been incredible to watch. Some big guys stepping up there. Prabby, you got any players throughout this road trip that you were like, wow, like they really stepped up?
I'm going to go with the absolute obvious, Jake DeBrusk.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we've been underwhelmed is a pretty, safe statement. You could say some other worse things about his performance leading up to this road trip. But dude, that guy, especially in the absence of Miller, that guy has stepped it up, and it helps that Pettersson is also just back. Like, we talked about it in the last episode, but like him being back and having a guy like Jake DeBrusk, who, you know, he's a goal scorer. He might be streaky, but when he's on, and we're actually like seeing it in full effect. Like, this guy didn't score for however long, and now he's got like I think 6 goals in the last 5 games, including a hat trick. So I think Jake DeBrusk for me has just been absolutely fire on this road trip. I just the overall performance from the team has been electric, right? Like you can't Jake DeBrusk has been on fire, but like everybody else has just been absolutely killing it too, and it's nice. It's fun to watch.
We're gonna be stroking off a few of the boys here because the whole road trip is just they've had some stellar performances. Another obvious answer here that I'm gonna go with. Huge shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Quinn Hughes. Whenever you think he's reached his peak where you're like, damn, this is the best defenseman Vancouver's ever had, which has been true basically since he's gotten here, obviously. He just takes his level to a whole other peak. Like, this road trip, the last 3 games, they go into overtime or to extra time, the last 3 games, and every time he's out there, something is happening. Like, he is so dynamic. The overtime there, it was against Buffalo. Bit of a dicey game, but man, oh man, like, him and Garland put on an absolute show. Beautiful winner by Connor Garland. We're gonna be bouncing off everywhere here, but the only game Hughes didn't get a point in on the road trip was the Ottawa game, but that's because he played 5 minutes and he was ejected. Outside of that, an assist in Boston, a 3-point night in the Pittsburgh loss, 2 assist night in Buffalo, 3 assists in Detroit, and a 1-goal effort in the Minnesota game. He's making things happen night in and night out. And for a bit there, I feel like his play dipped where people weren't considering him for the Hart. Right now, he is the most valuable player on any team, in my opinion. I know I'm extremely biased, but he is making a very good conversation for the Norris and the Hart right now.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember the gap Cale Makar had on just like guys like Werenski and Hughes? Like, Cale Makar was running away with the Norris like 7-8 games into the season.
As far as points go, yes, 100%.
Yeah. It was absurd. And now I checked again, and I think Makar has 4 more points than Hughes, but I think Hughes has played like 2 or 3 less games. Right? So,
yeah, Hughes right now sits at 29 points right now in 24 games. I'm not too sure what Makar is. I'll pull that up in a bit. But
I think Makar is, did you say in 22 games or 24?
24 games.
So I think Makar is 33 and 26. I'm like pretty sure. And then also out of nowhere, you have a guy like Zach Werenski coming in too and just absolutely like stunting it up. But I just think, man, like, when was the last time we saw a back-to-back? I do not remember. This might just be my like.
Would it have been Nick Lidstrom? I want to say it was Nick Lidstrom in those Detroit years.
It's got to be because, bro, like I feel like since I started watching hockey, like there hasn't been a single person who's won back-to-back Norris trophies. And I think Quinn Hughes at this rate and the way that the Colorado Avalanche are going, I think this is a safe bet to, like, I would put money down on Hughes potentially winning that thing. Like, he's been on fire. Like you're saying it, man. Like, his play, the way he keeps getting better, and it's shocking to see. Like some of the things he does, I'm like,
Yeah.
certain things he'll do something. You're like, okay, he's gonna do this. The defenseman's gotta like expect him to do this, right? And he does it, and he still gets past the defenseman. This guy's absurd, man. This guy's absurd.
He actually is. It's such a treat to watch night in and night out. I'm going to keep saying it until people tell me to shut up, but he's worth the price of admission. Even if you're not a fan of Vancouver and they're playing in your hometown, you buy that ticket to go see Quinn Hughes play. His edge work is literally the best I've ever seen in the NHL, and he's just an incredible player to watch. And especially this road trip, like I said, like I've seen him play what I think is the best hockey he'll ever get to, and then he just keeps raising the bar. Like the goal he had in Pittsburgh, that game, obviously we'll talk about the goaltending situation here in a bit. Got a little bit out of hand there, but Quinn Hughes' goal to start the third 20 seconds in or whatever it was, end to end, coast to coast, absolutely amazing. Embarrasses the Pittsburgh Penguins, goes in, scores on Jari. Yeah, what the whole road trip, just an amazing performance by him, DeBrusk, and other guys even too. We'll talk about Suter here in a sec. I have the Norris candidates up for you right now. The last guy, your boy, was right. Nicholas Lidstrom won back-to-back-to-back 01, 02, 03. Then he took a year off. Scott Niedermayer wins in 04. Then he goes back-to-back-to-back again, 06, 07, 08. And then since then, it has been no back-to-back winners. But yeah, Nicholas Lidstrom had the Norris in a chokehold there for 6 years. But yeah, this very well could be a back-to-back Norris championship here for Quinn Hughes.
I, for one, am just shocked. I think honestly, there's a case to be made, and I don't even think there's a case. I think it's pretty much open and like shut. Quinn Hughes has the best contract in the NHL.
Oh yeah, the value is.
It's not even close, and I hate that we didn't get him for the full 8 years. We only signed him for 6, but I think we still have him for like 3 more years at the 6 or at the
2, isn't it? But anyways,
well, including this one, I'm pretty sure it's 3 in total, right? So
that's right, yeah.
But yeah, no, like, dude, 7.8 million. Like, the guy's killing it.
He's just amazing, and we since we're still on Quinn here, we might as well talk about it here. So poetic, so poetic. He broke Alex Edler's all-time assist record of 310 assists during the Detroit game. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Detroit went up to the podium at the time, and honestly, I didn't know at the time either. Zadina fell during the NHL draft of that year, and Detroit goes up there and they pick Philip Zadina. And there's always a running joke of Jim Benning was running up to the stage to draft Quinn Hughes, who's from, he played in Michigan. He played in their backyard, as Dollywall was saying earlier this week, and they passed up on Quinn Hughes. And now you look at those two players. Zadina's playing, I believe, in Europe and in a Swiss league, I believe. And then, Quinn Hughes is obviously still in the NHL doing, just crazy numbers, 3 assist nights. And to what I was saying, so he broke Alex Edler's record of 310 assists during the Detroit game in 388 games. 537 games fewer than Alex Edler. Alex Edler did it in 925. Like, this guy, I don't know who our next stud defenseman is going to be. Willander. I don't think he's going to be the Quinn Hughes, but like, there's just nobody on this team for the next while that's going to be able to break this guy's records when all is said and done. He is going to be I think he can make the argument for the best Canuck of all time once his career is said and done here.
I think so. I think, do you think if he stays with the Canucks his whole career, he's a career Canuck, he's definitely finishing with more points than the Sedins, right?
Oh, honestly, yeah. I with the way the NHL's gone this over the last few years and stuff, like, not that the NHL was slow when the Sedins were in, but like, it's so much more common to get those 100-point seasons and all this stuff, right? And obviously he's a defenseman, so it's different. Like, Henrik and Daniel took a bit to get into their careers, into their prime and stuff. They weren't just good off the hop. It took him a few years to get to those 100-point seasons, 80-point seasons, and all that stuff, right? Where Quinn, I feel like has been pretty consistent right out of the gate. I think he does it. No questions asked. And if he brings home the big silver hardware that we Canuck fans have been longing for since 1970, like, yeah, he goes down as the greatest Canuck of all time.
Yeah. There's been, at that point, we're looking way ahead, but he's got to hit 1,000 points at that point. And
Yep.
there's how many? Can you guess how many defensemen have hit 1,000 points in the show?
1,000 points for NHL defensemen. I want to go with is it a lower number?
Depends what you mean by lower.
Like I want to go like 52 defensemen have done it.
It is.
That's just a random guess. It's going to be so off.
7.
7?
7. That's,
oh my god. Okay, Nick
1,
Lidstrom.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, maybe 8.
Okay.
8. Well, yeah, 8 defensemen.
Okay, do you see all the defensemen there? Can I just name off a couple that I think are on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Lidstrom, Scott Niedermayer.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Lidstrom is there. Niedermayer is not.
Okay, Bobby Orr, obviously.
Bobby Orr is not.
Oh, I forgot. He had knee problems and stuff. I don't think he. Yeah. Wow.
If he played as many games as everybody else, he would.
Okay, Erik Karlsson, Drew Doughty, or not Drew Doughty.
Erik Karlsson, no.
This is gonna be a bad pod if I keep guessing. You know what? I'll leave it at that. Chris Pronger. Chris Pronger, is he on there?
Erik Karlsson is 167 points away from 1,000.
Okay.
Chris Pronger is not.
Okay, who are the other 8 defensemen there? This is embarrassing.
Ray Bork.
Yeah, Ray Bork. Okay.
Paul Coffey.
Mm-hmm.
Al McInnes. Phil Housley. Larry Murphy. Nick Lidstrom. Dennis Potvin. Brian Leach.
Yeah. Okay. So any boomers in the chat here? You want to roast me? Go ahead. That was tough.
Okay, and then before we go back to Canuck news, there's which active defenseman is the closest to 1,000 points?
Would it not be?
It's not Erik Karlsson.
No. Okay. Active on the same team, maybe a little Chris Letang action. No. Western Conference or Eastern Conference?
Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference, hey? Brent Burns had some pretty crazy years there. Now he's in the East. I'll go with Brent Burns and then just tell me if I'm wrong.
It's Brent Burns.
Nice. Look at me.
He's at 887.
Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, Burns is a pretty like the fact that guys like that, just on a little tangent here, or like Dustin Byfuglien, right? Like I believe Dustin Byfuglien played defense and then he went to forward. And Brent Burns was initially a forward and then went to defense. Mm-hmm. Guys that have done that in their career and that have stayed dominant, like Byfuglien was dominant for a few years on the Chicago teams. And obviously Burns with the Sharks. Even now, too, he's still a pretty solid defenseman for Carolina, right? Like, yeah, just, I don't know, specimens.
Scott Niedermayer is 27th. Chris Pronger is 30th. Chris Letang is 23rd. Victor Hedman is 24th.
Yeah.
Roman Josi is 29th. So Josi,
wow.
I feel like he's at 709 points.
Yeah, Josi still gets it done too. He's been fun to watch this year in the Canuck games that we've seen him play in.
John Carlson. I'm almost done here. It's just there's a couple names. John Carlson's 31st. Ryan Suter is 32nd.
Wow. Ryan the Suter, man. Oh my God.
Drew Doughty is 36th. Petrangelo's 43rd, and Weber is 48th. And that rounds out the top 50, for the active guys.
Wow.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Hughes, Makar, and like honestly, probably even Josi. Josi,
Adam Fox too.
He's fell off. I'm saying it in a way of they're shattering those numbers. That
yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
Minus the top end, like top 8, whatever it is. You know, like fucking Ray Bork had like 1,600 points or some shit like that. Like nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Minus that part of it, like they're shattering everything else that is on that list.
And that's the thing that's wild, actually. Yeah, because like you have if we're just talking points right now, genuinely, like Makar and Hughes are gonna shatter all these for sure. And like I think people like Edmonton fans and all that stuff too, like, you know, like They were putting Bouchard in the same conversation as Quinn Hughes last year, partly to I think to troll Canuck fans like me, and you got me obviously, but they're not in the same league. Like Bouchard, Heiskanen, and who else? Yeah, Adam Fox and those guys, amazing defensemen. Dobson, sorry, as well. They're sorry, but like they don't even touch Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar, man. As far as being able to control a game like them, it's night and day. It's a tier. It's a step above.
It's Yossi, it's Hughes, it's Makar.
Yeah.
If that's not your top three, I don't know what is.
Like Hedman honestly is still good for his veteran age, or for how old he is and being a vet at this point. And obviously, who's the other one we were saying there? Like, yeah, Adam Fox is in that tier as well. But like
Zach Werenski this year,
yeah,
monster year.
No,
he's been good. I put Adam Fox more with Miro Heiskanen and the boys.
Yeah.
As a guy who's owned him in fantasy, and this isn't just fantasy purposes, like the guy compared to when he won the Norris to what he is now, like he should have more points for the team that he's playing on.
For sure, yeah. He's been gifted that team for years, and yeah.
So
like Quinn came from the depths of nothing. Like that's the other thing too. Like where Makar has had McKinnon and Rantanen and all these guys forever, right? Like that's another thing that's impressive. I think that creates an argument for Hughes for all this, like to win even the Hart. Like he's so much more valuable on Vancouver, especially with the injuries we've had this year. Like if he's not on the back end, we might go 0-5 on that road trip. Like who's breaking out the puck? Just Brandstrom? Yeah. Obviously with Roenick being gone, right? Everybody else handles the puck like it's a grenade. So
I want to actually apologize to you.
Huh? Why?
I remember the last pod we said where I said if Myers plays with Hughes, I'm gonna fucking pissed, right? I was like, he's dog shit. He's been dog shit. Everything. Blah 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 blah.
Steady hands.
He's looked fine.
He has.
Hey! Don't shoot the messenger. He looked fine.
He's been on a couple of the stat sheets there, like right under Quinn Hughes, but that's just a Quinn Hughes thing again.
Yeah.
If Vinny Desharnais played with Quinn Hughes, he'd be up at the top of those stat sheets, man. Like
he's
yeah.
That guy is. Oh man, 2x2. That hurts. That really hurts.
Definitely does. But hey, let's get into. I'll do one more shout out here quickly, just during this road trip. A guy that you wouldn't really expect to step up has stepped up in a big way in Pius Suter. He has 9 goals on this Canucks team right now. That's our second goal scorer. DeBrusk is first with 11 right now. Like that's incredible. He's been clutch too. He had a couple of chances, I believe, in Detroit, a breakaway to end it, or Buffalo as well. But Buffalo, he scores that breakaway goal. Like he's got a hot stick right now, and I don't know. He's been fun to watch. Sherwood, I think, is like over this road trip as it kind of progressed. He kind of took a seat back, but his pace has been incredible for like what he's been doing. So I'm gonna give him some leeway and benefit of the doubt.
He still busts his ass.
He's still busting his ass, right?
Yeah. I think that's all that Taka wants is like forecheck and hit people and just make a presence for yourself. And that's not taking penalties.
No, 100%. Like again, I'm gonna give him a little bit of leeway just as far as like his points. He's been dipping a bit, but he's also a fourth liner making 1.5. What he's done so far is absolutely immaculate. Besser gets a little bit of grace just because of coming back from the concussion. Honestly, it's been great to have him back though. Like he's been pretty solid, man. Like in that Buffalo game where Garland went off, like those 2 passes he made to him, just unbelievable. That's one thing too. I want to talk about the Four Nations thing a little bit later. I think Brock Besser gets laid off because people just think he's a goal scorer and that's it. His playmaking is actually incredible. But okay, let's get into the injury front here. So, new injury just dropped for Vancouver. During the end of the Pittsburgh game, Roenick was guided into the boards on it seemed like a harmless hit, but anyways, his shoulder got separated, allegedly. That's what they were saying. He's out for 8 weeks now, which is a huge blow to Vancouver. He's on LTIR, and the Canucks released a statement that he had a lower body surgery, and his injury was definitely an upper body, like shoulder injury. And they don't know if it's the same shoulder that it was that he had problems with during Detroit. So what a weird, statement to come out with, but, we just hope that he doesn't need the,
What I read was, and I'm assuming it's true because it's from Twitter. Um, what I read, and it seems, I think it was, well, one of the insiders said, basically, this surgery is something like he wanted to do like before, but like the recovery time just wasn't it, and the surgery wasn't like mandatory, right?
Yeah.
But with the whole shoulder being separated and being out for 8 weeks, I think the surgery's recovery time was also 8 weeks. So they just said, get the surgery done, and then just two birds, one stone it, right? So he's going to take the 8 weeks off regardless for the shoulder, and I think that's what made him decide to do the surgery. It's just because he already had the time off.
Yeah, and I'm obviously speedy recovery to Ronak. We need you back ASAP. So heal up, do everything you have to do, King. We need you.
Yeah,
Like
geez.
badly. Like this is, and this is the other thing too. Like we haven't been playing the best competition. Obviously, Minnesota was a step up from the other teams during the road trip. Schedule's going to get a little bit tougher here in the next little bit, and the defense has held up to this point. Do you think this is going to force Vancouver to make a trade here before Ronak gets back in the 8 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For who I literally have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the NHL's in a weird spot right now. Like, I don't want Mike. I keep seeing people say Mike Matheson. I don't want Mike Matheson.
Mike Matheson from Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want him. Marcus Pettersson obviously is an absolute killer. Like, he would be great.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, that does not acknowledge that right side of Juleson, Myers, and Desharnais for the time being, right? Like,
yes, but it does help. Like, okay, obviously you want the right side to get bolstered up a little bit, right? But I don't know. At the same time, like, why not just stack the left side, get all these good guys that can play left side, and then maybe you could switch them to right. I don't know if that's the answer. Like, these right-handed defensemen are absolute unicorns in the NHL.
yeah,
Like,
I guess.
why don't we get the best that we can at the lefty position if they're more available, if they're a better way to do it, and then try to get some guys to go on their offside. I don't know. Like, that seems like the easiest option. Probably easier said than done. But yeah, I don't know. 8 weeks is going to be tough. I do think there's going to be a trade too. We'll talk about the guy that probably is going to be getting shipped out here pretty soon.
Will Borgen.
Yeah, yeah. Get Will Borgen out here. But yeah, let's go over to JT Miller here again.
Yeah.
So JT obviously still gone for personal reasons. He was gone for all the road trip, and there's still some time during this homestand, I believe, that he's going to be out for. I haven't really heard too much on that front. However, he was seen skating today with the Canucks skill coach, and I don't know his name, the skill coach guy. Not that it matters. I want to say it's Yogi Bear. It's something like that.
Oh, is this Yogi Svedjovsky?
Yes. So he was skating with him today, which is huge to see. Obviously, he was announced to play for U.S. at the Four Nations, so he's coming back. It will be soon, but I just got to say this, and I'm sure you agree with me. The amount of speculation, like I made a tweet for us recently that I was like, I just wish the Canucks played every game, because whenever there's days off, these fans just go into these absolute crazy, insane spirals of, oh, like he wants out, or oh, he has anger management issues. Like, quit the speculating. He's gone for personal reasons. Leave it at that. And even professional guys. Like, I was listening to the Spit and Chicklets podcast with Boudreaux, which is a great podcast, by the way. But Biz was asking Merrick and Ryan Whitney if Miller would be a trade that Boston could get to get their first line center, because there's a rift between him and Pettersson. And we've talked about it before, Prabby, but if you work with a bunch of guys, if you work with 30 people at your work or something like that, are you going to be friends and best friends with all of them? Absolutely not. You make do, right? And as long as you're civil, like, that's fine. And Merrick ended up defending it, saying that he said the exact same thing as what I just said. You don't have to like everyone at your job or the business. You're on the same team. You might as well just work together. And he's a coach's dream. There should be no rift there outside of that. Like, let's just leave it how it is. Rutherford came out recently too, saying that we're not trading him, which obviously stops a lot of the rumors.
Yeah.
I get teams still wanting to try to pitch and like see what's up, because you're just curious at the end of the day. Why wouldn't you? But the random speculation, the random rumors that are just percolating because of this is ridiculous. And I ask all of you to stop.
Rachel You remember Rachel Dory?
Of course I do.
Did you see she was tweeting about it and she brought up the when your PR team lets it run rampant or something like that, and then she's like, then you get people speculating like this. And I was
Yeah.
sitting there and I was like, what's the PR team really supposed to do in a situation where a player's taking a personal leave without coming out and saying why the player's taking a personal leave, right?
Well, yeah.
Like, if obviously it's one of those situations, people are going to speculate, and it's the speculations they're annoying. Like, we can't sit here and say that we didn't expect that. We're
Yeah.
Canucks fans, right? We're die hard, we bleed the blue, and we expect this shit. But like, I want to get to a point where we don't expect it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I remember when it first happened, people were like, "Oh my God, JT Miller's going through a divorce. His
I know.
wife
Like, leave it alone.
his wife deactivated her Instagram." It's like, no, it's because toxic motherfuckers like you are literally going to be hitting her up and being like, "What's wrong with Miller?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Leave him alone.
What? Yeah. You're going through the wife's Instagram. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. No. Like,
it's a joke, man.
and you know what? Honestly, to her point, I agree to an extent. I do think like Alvin and Rutherford maybe should have just came out right off the hop being like, hey, like, fuck off with these trade rumors. We're not trading him. Like, leave it at that, right? And I'm glad that Rutherford came in and said something, because I think it just would have made matters worse over the line here. But Alvin even said, like, we're during an intermission last week, I believe, saying that we would support Miller and he's going to come out like a better teammate, a better person, a better player, right? It's like, that's all that needs to be said. Like, quit coming up with random BS.
I don't agree with Rachel, because I think it's such any other situation, lower body, upper body injury, yada yada yada, I understand. But when it's a personal leave that a player has requested, leave that dude alone, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's literally, bro. Like, yeah, maybe they should have came out like sooner and said he's not getting traded. People shouldn't go out and start saying he's going to get traded.
No.
Like, and you can blame the Canucks PR department, but it's as much media as it is the Canucks PR department, right? Like, people, what is that? The GOAT radio show or something
my
like that?
God.
They were like, oh, JT Miller wants out of Vancouver or something stupid, bro. And it's just like, and then fucking you have Taj, who's going out here saying these are the guys that broke the JT Miller injury before anybody else knew. It's like, dude,
that guy stinks, dude. That guy actually sucks.
oh, he's such a dude. I was like, you literally saw him get fucking hurt in like the first face-off of the fucking year. No,
the Philly game, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like, dude. Oh yeah, JT Miller's hurt. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's banged up. Literally, this is what the story's been throughout the whole summer. People are hurt, and then guess what? You see them on the ice, and they don't look 100%, and the people are like, oh, he might be hurt. It's like, no shit. We just got told in August he was fucking hurt.
Yeah, he missed all the preseason pretty much. Like, he played the last game. Like, yeah.
Like, come on. Oh my God. Fucking props to fucking like JT for doing his thing, and fucking props to fucking I know you just know, I'm swearing so much, but you just know. It's so annoying. You just know Jim was pissed when he had to make that statement, dude.
Oh yeah, the fact that he had to come out, like, get out of his bed.
Hibernation and shit like that. He's like, yo, these guys are gonna. Oh my God. Anyways, there's my tangent.
There you go. Love that. Love that. No, but yeah, it's obviously great to see him back skating. You know, he was skating privately, so I think they'll have a couple of practices here, and we'll see if he's playing. Another guy that they didn't have enough practice time during the road trip. I kind of just wish he just stayed at home so he could work with other skills guys, or even just take some practices in Abbotsford. But Demko obviously didn't end up playing on the road trip. He did say in an interview today after practice that he'll potentially be able to play or be the backup during Friday's game or the next 3 games, like within that time frame. And he just gave Lankinen some high praise, just saying how clutch he's been basically as of late, and how calming it's been to watch him with the team. Like, he's honestly been awesome. And we'll talk about the 4 nations here. The fact that Lankinen got selected for the Finnish goalies is awesome. Like, I know he's got Saros has probably taken that spot, but he's played awesome. Well deserved.
He might not get a game in for the tournament, but like, I think the experience for him is going to be pretty cool.
For sure. Yeah.
The Demko thing.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. It's not one of those I'm like, thank God he's coming back, because Lankinen has like been holding the fort. It's one of those situations where it's like it feels like, okay, it's only November just ended, and it feels like I've heard enough storylines to last me 3 seasons with this team this year.
Oh, you have.
Right? It's
Yeah.
brutal. Whether it's Pettersson needs to be traded, whether it's fucking
JT
people-
Miller's getting traded to the Rangers.
JT Miller wants out of Vancouver. Hronik broke his shoulder. Demko's not going to be ready till April. It's like
Joshua surgery with cancer.
that's another thing.
Yeah.
I saw somebody tweet about Joshua and say they've been underwhelmed with his performance. It's like, yo, the guy didn't get a training camp. The guy didn't get preseason hockey, and he came back like what, 6 games ago, 5 games ago.
Definitely, I'd say 6 more than yeah. He's been here for. I think he's played for 8 games roughly.
Okay.
I will say though, while you're saying that, I think you could now. I still think he gets a bit of a pass, but I've seen him play some decent hockey. Like in the, was it the Buffalo? Yeah, it was the Buffalo game. He had a nice cross seam pass of Tyler Myers' backdoor. Myers just couldn't finish it off, unfortunately. He's had some good plays. He's had some bad defensive lapses here. Again, he gets a pass, but I think you could start to expect something with him because he's been back for a bit now.
Mm-hmm. He's 10 games. 10 games. But like, yo, you kind of see it, bro. Like, I'm not calling him William Nylander or anything like that, but when William Nylander didn't have a contract, so he didn't play the first bit of the year, I think he missed like, I don't know, maybe like a month or something like that. But when he came back, it was not the William Nylander that was worth.
Yeah.
Contract.
People were pissed
for like two and a half or 3 months. Like, he was not good. I don't think people, like, as much as we as fans hate training camps and stuff like that, we're like, oh man, it's such a drag. Like, I just want the season to be here. Like, you get to see it firsthand when a player doesn't get to do training camp, how much it actually matters to these guys.
Yeah.
Because
it does. Yeah.
You know, like, dude, think about it. Joshua, after his surgery, he's not working out or anything like that. Like, he's probably on bed rest. He can't do much, right? And then you come in and you have to come and play like the fastest sport and like one of the most dangerous sports in the world, and people are expecting you to just pick it right back up. Like you didn't just take the last 2 months off. It's, I don't know. I think there's certain things you just gotta read the room. Like, I think you can ask him to pick it up, but like at the end of the day, like, we don't know what the recovery is like when you're coming back from surgery for cancer.
Of course, yeah.
Right? So I don't know. He has a long leash with me as long as it's like
as long as he's competing, like you said, right? With like guys like Sherwood and all that.
Yeah, if he's not a detriment on the ice, like I'm more than fine with him taking like all of December, halfway through January to really find his form. Because once he does find his form, the guy's a beast. You know?
Oh yeah.
He hits, he fights, he scores goals. I'm really thinking he can score 20 this year. Potentially. Actually, he's missed a lot of hockey.
I don't know if he can get 20 still. I think that's a bit of an ass.
He's missed a lot of hockey. That's that's a reach. But if he does, what a steal of a contract.
Hell yeah, brother. No, we'll see what happens there. All the Demko news, I will say, kind of cracks me up because I feel like Darren Dreger for a month has been saying like return is imminent, and it's like it's just not. Like, you know, until I see the guy on the bench or hear that he's confirmed backing up and or starting, I don't know if I want to keep reporting. Oh yeah, Demko's close. You know, it's getting ridiculous. But obviously, if he's saying he's going to be in the next like Columbus to the next 3 games here on Friday onwards, then it's like, okay, like something's actually happening here.
Yeah.
Also, unfortunately, so I don't know, I'm sure you know this, Garland was on an absolute heater. I think he had a 7-game point streak, and it was ended in Detroit, but then he got another assist in Minnesota. The guy since, before being a dad and after being a dad, he's just leveled up, man. The strength is there. He's been awesome.
I think he's on pace for 70 points this year, which is pretty nuts.
You know what? First off, hopefully Jasu listens to this one. Shout out Jasu, because the very first year we got Connor Garland in the OEL trade there as well. He said if everything goes right, Connor Garland, he could see getting 76 points. So rejoice. It's happening.
That is so exact. Like 76. Just say 70 to 80 points.
I love it, though. I love it.
Oh
The guy's
my
calculated.
God. That guy is a fucking old man.
But yeah, no, like again, as we've stated, like the way the boys played on the road with all the injuries and just it's been a tough season for Vancouver, not schedule wise, but the adversity they've had to go through with all these injuries and the way they persevered, honestly, outside of it. Like if you told me all the injuries they've had, Hughes being ejected for one game, that they'd have a record of 13-7-4, I probably wouldn't believe you, to be honest. And no Demko too. Seeing the way
being a ghost the first half.
yeah, and whenever Seelovs is in net, 5 goals are going in easy. So it's a really good record considering everything that's transpired. Speaking of Seelovs here, this is where I'm like, thank God Demko's coming back, because the kid he's not a bad goalie. He's not an NHL goalie right now. He needs reps. He needs to get back to the A, play with some Abbotsford Canucks and get some wins there. His confidence is completely shot. Honestly, the Pittsburgh game, we probably would have won that if Lankin. I know it was a back-to-back. If Lank's in net, I think you win that game. Pittsburgh has been a tire fire this year. And yeah, the defense in front of Seelovs in the games he's played has not been good. But, you know, you compare and contrast that with the game in Boston. Boston was pushing to get goals. Lankinen held the fort, and he's just been the better goalie since. But yeah, Seelovs needs some seasoning for sure.
I got nothing to say about that. I completely agree.
Yeah, that's it. No notes.
Tough sledding out there, you know.
Tough sledding. That's insane.
Yeah.
No, it's been tough. Like these are like me in EASHL. Like they call me the coin flip when I play in net. But 7 games played. He has 1 win, 4 losses, 1 overtime loss, a 4.11 goals against average, and an 8.47 save percentage.
If Desharnais, this is the way I look at it. If Desharnais sees the puck and thinks it's a grenade, fucking Seelovs sees the puck and thinks that thing's a fucking nuke.
Yeah, dude, when they get hit from every shot, like my heart stops if it's from half or the point, like anything like that, dude. He cannot handle the long bombs right
If
now.
somebody takes a point shot, you want to know what I do? This is the first thing I do. I see the point shot go off, and I just go. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching.
No,
that. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life, bro.
And he needs, obviously, he's the Pittsburgh game in general, like the defense was atrocious. Like it was not good. But yeah, at the end of the day, you need saves.
Yeah.
And obviously Lankinen's been able to do that, which is awesome. And we're getting Demko back. Big news. Huge news.
Hey, I just want to say,
Yeah.
imagine if we didn't sign Lankinen. Like, dude.
We'd be, oh God, I don't even want to know.
Because when we found out Demko was hurt, we're like, oh yeah, Seelovs is the number 1 next year. Like, that'll be fine. We'll be fine. Right? Dude, if we didn't sign Lankinen, we signed some like backup goalie. Oh my God.
Dude, we'd be 1-23.
Honestly, I think we'd be selling right now.
Yeah.
We'd be cooked.
Vancouver Canucks are asking for a lot for Quinn Hughes. Like, oh God, I don't want to hear that. But yeah, wow. Lankinen, like we said, has entered he's going to be with Finland in the Four Nations tournament. The other ads within the Four Nations tournament are JT Miller and Quinn Hughes for the U.S. We have Rick Tocchet coaching for Team Canada. And then for Team Sweden, we got our boy Elias Pettersson. I believe that is it. I want to get your thoughts on this because I feel like everyone's been saying this, and I kind of agree as well. But yeah, it's a best on best tourney, but without Russia there, it just feels it's just not, you know?
No.
Like you're telling me you're going to be missing. Like actually, think about this as goaltending in general. Canada has Binnington. Who am I forgetting there? Binnington, Aiden Hill, and who was the other one?
Sam Montembeault.
Sam Montembeault. Sorry, thank you. Yeah. Then you got the U.S., which is absolutely killer. You got Ottinger, Hellebuck, and I'm forgetting the other one there too. Swayman, thank you. Mm-hmm. And you know, Demko, I think obviously full healthy season. I think he gets that nod. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to, but yeah, Finnish has Saros, Lankinen, and someone there too. I'm forgetting the third. Thank you. And then Sweden. I'll let you name these off because I've just been struggling.
I actually do not know. I do not know.
Oh, that's
Philip
good. Henrik
Gustafsson?
Lundqvist.
Philip
Oh yeah,
Gustafsson?
Philip Gustafsson. Yeah.
Okay, here's a quick quiz, and let's try to see. We got two more goalies we got to try to name here. Philip Gustafsson.
Sweden.
I think it's
I
Ukko-Pekka for Finland.
yeah, that would make sense.
We got Felipe. Yeah, Felipe Gustafsson.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go around the league right now.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I'm not gonna lie. Like we're
Allmark
oh yes, Linus Allmark will be there. Yeah.
and there's one more.
Buddy, what are we talking about here? Jacob Markstrom.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah. So again, like, and then if Russia was in, obviously,
Dude, their fucking goaltending,
yeah.
Russia's puts everything else to shit.
Vasilevsky, Sorokin. Well, the States is very good. Come on.
No, I would take Russia's goaltending.
Okay. Vasilevsky, Sorokin, Shesterkin. Who else?
Oh shit! Hold on, I saw some notable omissions.
Yeah. Anyways, though, that is actually you're right there. That's pretty good. But the states and Russia for goaltending is amazing. And that's the thing that sucks, man. Like you're going to be missing Kucherov in this tournament, right? Like you're going to be obviously Ovechkin. I don't know. Oh well, he should be back soon. Actually, he's skating. But like you're missing Ovechkin in this tournament. You're missing so many good Russian players, and it's
I think anything that doesn't have Kucherov, Draisaitl.
Yeah, Draisaitl. Well, Draisaitl's Germany, yeah.
But like if it's a best,
No, I know.
best, like, come on, man, you got to have Kucherov and Draisaitl. That's a joke. The fact that they don't have Kucherov and Draisaitl in this.
Yeah.
Goalies, Russian goalies: Sergei Bobrovsky,
Oh, Bobrovsky as well, yes.
Andrei Vasilevsky,
Yeah, we've said that.
Igor Shesterkin, Elias
Elias
Sorokin.
Sorokin.
And then it's Kochetkov.
All right. Yeah, but like,
There's another name in there. I'm just not going to list it off because I think I'd rather have fucking Stuart Skinner.
oh my word. I saw a tweet, by the way. You need to hear this because we're on company time right now. We're shooting the shit. But someone made a tweet that Edmonton Oilers fans think Stuart Skinner is what Aiden Hill is to Vegas. And I was like, that's the perfect tweet. That's who they think Stuart Skinner is. Skinner is not that guy.
No.
Like, if he was Aiden Hill, man, they wouldn't have a goalie problem.
No.
Like, that'd be a very solid goalie. Yeah, like, that was perfect. I was actually a little surprised, I'm not going to lie, that Bouchard was left off. I know he's had a tough start to the campaign here this year. But, yeah, I don't know. I think they just went for more defense than offense that way, which is fair because the goaltending is yikes. But they got Travis Sanheim in there, Colton Parayko, some other guys I think that got added over him, which is,
Pietrangelo.
Yeah, Pietrangelo, Makar.
Morrissey.
Yeah. Dobson, I believe, too.
I don't think Dobson made it.
Oh. Anyways, yeah.
I just want to say I understand why they left Bouchard off. And this isn't like no flack to the Oilers. And like, obviously, I fucking hate Evan Bouchard. But the way I see it, I think Bouchard is more like, Bouchard, he's a great player. I think he's really, really good. But I think when he fucks up really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fuck up a lot, I will say that. But, like, he'll go on, like, stints where 6 games in a row, you'll see a highlight of him just tossing a pizza or something like that. But when he does it usually ends up in the back of his net. And I think that's where it kind of separates him. Because, like, he's not the best defensively.
No. Ekholm really helps him out in that regard. Mm-hmm. Where, like, that's a huge contrast from him to Hughes. Where, Hughes will make the odd defensive mistake. But it's pretty rare when he does, and a lot of his, like, Quinn's great defensively. Like, he's very good. He's improved that in his game a lot. Obviously, same with his shot and everything now at this stage. But yeah, that is a big difference between them for sure. That's where Hughes is leaps and bounds ahead of Bouchard.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with the way the teams are looking.
It'll still be exciting.
Oh, I don't care for this tournament at all.
I am interested to see the States Canada game because I personally think, I'm sure maybe you do as well, I think the States are way more well rounded. I know there's no McDavid on that side, but man, the defense, the goaltending, forwards are still unbelievable. Like I think the States actually take that.
The forwards, I think goalies States definitely have an edge. I think forwards are deeper on the States, but I think Canada's got better top end talent.
You think forwards are deeper on the States as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually shocked, and I feel like a lot of people were too. Like, man, I feel like they chose a little bit of like the veterans there, like Brock Nelson and these guys. Which Brock Nelson's a great player, but
Great player.
you're telling me like you're gonna leave off Tage Thompson the way he's played this year and Cole Caulfield?
Cole Caulfield doesn't deserve it. I'm not going to lie.
Why?
He's had one good season so far, and it's this season.
Yeah, he's riding hot right now. Ride the hot hand. Brock Nelson is not that he's struggled a lot, but like he hasn't been as good as Cole Caulfield. And Cole Caulfield's playing on the Canadians, man. He's going to be playing with top tier talent.
You also so the thing with Cole Caulfield is I think you got to kind of like the way I see it is they probably knew what the other teams are going to go for. Like USA probably knew who Canada was leaning towards, and you kind of got to. I'm assuming they built their teams if they care as much as it seems like they do. They built their teams to like take on other teams. Like Parayko, if you look at like Parayko's a big man, like
Yeah.
you know, so a guy like Brock Nelson, like I think Cole Caulfield is gonna have his time on Team Canada or Team USA, but I just don't think this is it. I do. Who do you think's gonna win the tournament?
Like I said, I think the States do. I think the States have the deepest team.
I think Sweden.
Sweden?
Sweden's team is pretty fucking nuts.
Give me some notables like Pettersson. Yeah, like
That's it. That's all they need. What else do you need?
yeah,
Well,
Zibanejad. Like
Let me.
yo,
I don't know, dude. Like their team.
I think you're out to lunch on that. I think that, but I wanted to say quickly while you pull up the Sweden roster there, I get why Besser's not on this team because I think the concussion obviously really did not help his case. But I do think the league kind of sees him as just a pure goal scorer. Like I think Besser should get a little bit more recognition just for the way he actually plays. Like his two-way game is amazing. Like, and especially too if you like tandems or like duos within the league. Like I think Besser should be there if he had a full healthy season so far. Like he already had 6 goals at the start. You know, like he was obviously going to add to that tally if he didn't get concussed by Tanner Jeannot.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Philip Forsberg,
Yeah. Good.
Adrian Kempe,
Yep.
Joel Eriksson
Elite.
Gustav Nyquist is whatever.
Yikes. Yeah, right there. You know what? Stop right there. That's good. They're not winning. They're not winning.
No. Elias Lindholm is like, whatever.
Yeah, they're not winning. They're
Victor
not winning.
Arvidsson, yeah, whatever.
Oh my god, dude!
Leo Carlson, yeah, whatever.
Quit while you're ahead.
No, but they have some bangers too, dude. Lucas Raymond, nasty.
Yeah.
Elias Pettersson, nasty.
Elite.
William Carlson, this is not
Pretty
bad.
good. Yeah.
Mika Zibanejad,
2 thumbs down.
yeah.
This year.
Who did I miss? Oh, and then Jesper Bratt, nuts.
Yeah, yes, sir, Brad. I didn't know. I thought he was Finnish. Not gonna lie.
And then William Nylander.
Yeah, why didn't you go with Nylander? Yeah, you're giving me Nyquist before Nylander?
I was telling you all the dog shit players, but here's the thing:
Zoinks.
their fucking defense is
Yeah.
nuts, dude. Their defense is better than ours, probably.
Hedman, Yossi.
Rasmus Anderson, Matthias Ekholm, Jonas Brodin, Rasmus Dahlin, Gustav Forsling, Victor Hedman, Erik Karlsson.
That's actually insane. Wow. Yeah. No, and I'm not saying they're bad. I think the States is just, dude. States is incredible. They have
I'll
Quinn
agree with
Hughes, Adam Fox. They got Austin Matthews, JT Miller. We got again the goalies I've already mentioned. Like, yeah, I don't know. They're gonna be great, man.
that. They're gonna be really good. I just don't like the States, and I'm gonna be physically ill if the States win. Sweden, I could literally stomach any of the other 3 winning.
Yeah.
Canada, I'd be happy. Sweden, I'd be happy. Finland, and Finland's like the team that you're like, I'm happy you're here, bro. Enjoy.
Yeah. I'm happy you're here, bro. Have fun out there.
It's
fair.
It's literally the Finland team. I don't know if you saw it. It's literally, bro, just the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just going to wrap this up here now. I think we got everything covered as far as Canucks and a big tangent on the Four Nations there. The Canucks start a big homestand here. Hopefully, that's the other thing I guess I didn't ask you, but with the way they played on the road, hopefully this translates to a better home record. Like the home record is not good right now. They are currently road warriors, and we need them to get that game into their home games.
Yeah.
Because they start off, it's a pretty, I don't know, middle of the pack homestand here too. We got the Blue Jackets on Friday, Lightning, the Blues, Panthers, the Bruins, and we finish off with the Avalanche. So it's, Avs, Panthers, Blues, Lightning. It's a pretty good homestand that way. I think there'll be some big tests there, especially with the injuries that Vancouver has. And, we don't know if we're going to get Miller or Demko back on this, or when we're going to get Miller or Demko back on this homestand, but hopefully early on. And
it's a 6-gamer, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I kind of expect them to be back by the end of it. 6 games. Yeah. It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe the Beerly boys and us can do a little wager here.
Oh,
check out the tomorrow? Blue Jackets. Yeah.
Tweet
we'll see what's up.
Tweet at
Yeah, I'll give them a quick tweet. But
wager.
I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll maybe message Phil and the boys there and see what's up.
Loser has to shut down their pod forever. Just kidding.
I'd be worried. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
5-0.
Yeah.
Lose 7-5. Oh, jeez. Okay, wrap it up.
Wrap it up here. Yeah. Okay. You could follow What the Nuck on Instagram, X, or Twitter, if you so call it that, and Blue Sky at What the Nuck Pod, and our YouTube channel and TikTok at What the Nuck. Thanks again so much for watching and listening. Have a great weekend, folks, and go Canucks, go!